Next week's autumn budget is expected to renege on a promise to increase R&D spending to £22 billion annually by 2024 to 2025. The government is reportedly looking to delay the target by up to 3 years, which has sparked a wave of protest from the UK's leading science institutions. According to the Campaign for Science and Engineering, a 3-year delay would see the UK lose out on more than £11 billion of private R&D investment between now and 2027. More importantly, many fear the government risks betraying its voter base, which could damage the Conservative Party in the long term. Dominic Cummings, the Prime Minister's former chief advisor, launched a scathing attack on Boris Johnson after the reported delay was outlined in the Financial Times. He tweeted, "Clear from talking to number 10 people, £22 billion is dead." PM stealing money previously aimed at R&D for gimmicks, plug holes. The usual UK story for many decades. Tories abandoning Vote Leave plan equals terrible for them long term and a big chance for Labour, but Labour is lost too. In March last year, the Chancellor announced plans to roughly double the UK's spending on R&D, to a record sum of £22 billion by 2024 to 2025. But the government's commitment to the pledge has waned in recent months and ministers have avoided making any decisive statements on the matter. Greg Clark, the House of Commons Science and Technology Committee chair, penned a letter to the Secretary of State for Business asking him to confirm the government's commitment to the funding target. However, Kwasi Kwarteng's lackluster response failed to clarify the issue. He wrote back, "You rightly point out that government committed to investing £22 billion in R&D at Budget 2020. As the Prime Minister reiterated in the Daily Telegraph on 21 June 2021, we will be increasing government spending to £22 billion for scientific research of all kinds, and we need to use those billions of state spending to leverage in the many more billions of the markets." This increase in public investment will help us deliver on our target to increase total public and private UK R&D investment to 2.4% of gross domestic product by 2027. Although the government is confident it remains on track to hit the £22 billion mark, there is uncertainty over the timeline involved. Mr. Cummings has now claimed the government needs to face public scrutiny if it is to make good on its Brexit promises. He tweeted, "If scientists AL want to stop this, then they need to learn. The only thing the trolley responds to is public pressure." Private letters about national interest are relevant to him. Kick him in public pronto like Marcus Rashford, or your money will disappear into Build Back Beaver gimmicks. The reported delay has also been criticised by Stian Westlake, CEO of the Royal Statistical Society, who fears the UK's economic growth is going to take a hit. He tweeted, "If the government gives up on its R&D investment plans, it is hard not to conclude that it has basically given up on economic growth." Sir Adrian Smith, president of the Royal Society, also said, "Failure to provide a clear path to £22 billion will send a negative signal to business investors, which would be disastrous." After all the rhetoric about the UK as a scientific superpower, it would be a real kick in the teeth to not to honour the commitment.